So leadership and influence.
Mm,
What can we do as people to be better within these roles in like companies that we work for and
mm,
also companies that we build?
mm. Leadership and influence. I think the key thing in terms of influence and being a leader is being authentic, being true to who you are. I think that's so important. Um, because I think, people can jazz things up. And I just think so long as you're doing things genuinely from your heart and you're doing it for the right cause, I think people can resonate with that if you're being honest about the changes that you want to make. I think also being a black guy in a country where it can be quite difficult because a leader, you can influence people in a positive way or a negative way. And I think most of the difficulty that most of our kids have is what do they perceive a leader to be? And some of the narrative that's been shown about our leaders sometimes can be quite negative. And also, there is not enough representation of our leaders around, especially for our young black boys. So, whilst you're in that position, it comes with a lot of responsibility. But at the end of the day, it's about, being authentic, being honest to a lot of these children, and explain to them that the challenges are out there, but anything is attainable if you believe. I always use the analogy when you and I talk, or talk to kids. I always say like a seed, it's got so much potential because the actual manufacturer who made that seed knows the potential in that seed. If you put the seed on this chair, for instance, nothing happens because it's not in the right environment. But you put it in fertile ground and you nurture it, it will bear fruits. So, what I'm saying is, as a leader, it's about we all have the ability within ourselves because the manufacturers made all of us. The point is, what does people perceive as success? Success is already within you, but what you need to do is for you to attain it by not being fearful, by being able to follow your dreams and realize the greatness within you by not being afraid. What's fear? Is false evidence appearing real? It isn't real. At the end of the day, the challenges are going to be there, but you just got to believe in yourself because in anything that you create, like it's a child. If you have a child, you don't give up on that child. Everything that he wants to do, if it's crying, you understand it's a part of the process. You got to keep nurturing it. You got to keep doing it. And it's the same thing that's within you. There's times you're going to hear so much distraction. You're going to have so many noises left, right, and center. You kind of have to believe that, you know what, I, I can see it. The vision is there. I see it. And you got to follow it through. And another thing I say to the kids with regards to development and the leadership skills, I've always said, you live in two worlds. There's the internal world and the external world. The internal world is your thoughts and your feelings that's within, right? Those are the first thing that comes in anything that you do, your thoughts and your feelings. Your actions and your results are external. So it's about applying yourself and then delivering. And when you kind of understand that everything starts from within and what you think, and it's like an idea. It's like us guys being in there now. This was somebody's vision. It was an idea to say, okay, let's have this place and we could make, podcasts and we do whatever we need to do. It was an idea and it came to fruition. So that's what I'm saying is it's understanding the ability that you have inside and just being able just to drive that home. And a lot of the stuff that we do in terms of our leadership skills, we talk about early interventions and we kind of go into nurseries and we start talking to kids. From then, it's about planting those seeds and letting them know the capabilities. So, yeah, leadership skills, it's within us, but it's just about how you harness it and make sure that you talk to the right kids or talk to people and show them what's in and what can be done.
Someone, for me personally, calls me a leader or like says something like I don't like someone calling me head or something or boss or
Mm-hmm.
something because I think everyone's equal.
Mm-hmm.
Because without you or without people around me, then nothing will work.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Some like people take the word leader,
Mm-hmm.
head,
Mm-hmm.
or founder,
Mm-hmm.
literally like they can really put that title
Yeah.
above everything else.
Hmm.
What can those people do to reprogram themselves?
Yeah. Okay. It's a bit like, it's like people going, they go for certain jobs and all of a sudden they become a CEO of a company. Even if it's not their company they've started, they become a CEO of a company. Now, to be a CEO of a company, you kind of, in some aspects, kind of have to have the experience of understanding the dynamics of kind of what's happened on the ground. And now you've made yourself and put yourself in that position of which of a leadership quality. So the thing is, you can be a leader and just end up being like a headless chicken. It doesn't mean, a title doesn't mean anything. It's a kind of about how you apply yourself and what are the leadership skills that you have in terms of humility, about compassion, about showing people, kind of how to do things, how you work. Leadership skills is bringing in your team and bringing your team up at the same time whilst you're growing. I've never been fearful of anyone that I bring into my company to work for me. If they're better than me, I love it. I love the fact, because what it is, everyone has different skill sets. So the thing is, you can't think, well, I'm going to be a leader and I don't want to delegate anything to anybody. It's all about me. It's like, well, that's not leadership skills. Leadership skills is allowing other people to become leaders as well. And it's about you uplifting and empowering them to raise the bar in terms of what they can do. So that's the sign of a leader, that you bring people up, not you dictating it's my way or no way. That's not a leader.